Hey.
Hello, gamers of the internet. We're back with a Tavern Talk. This is still hard to get my head around because I used to say I used to say Dionysus of the internet, and ever since we changed the name, like my brain has not adjusted to changing the name.
Tavern Talks for 3 months now. Come on, Ben.
I know. Episode 3.
Head in the podcast almost. Where's your head at, man? Where's your head? Where has your head been in the privacy of your private life? That will not disclose too much about it.
Very nice segue.
This is the IRL segment, so you got no choice but to talk about it.
Yeah, lovely segment. Segue there, Joe. Very nice. Really smooth.
You're gonna say it already. Come on, hurry up. Get the juicy bits already.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, we'll go over a few things. God, since the last time we podcast, we had Halloween.
Oh yeah, Halloween exists here in the UK.
Yeah.
Apparently. In fact, I think it was the biggest it's ever been this year. Halloween was absolutely bonkers over where I live. Do you want to talk about your Halloween experience first?
My Halloween was pretty chill. I mean, what I did for my Halloween, if we had dinner. We made like a Halloween themed like snacks and dessert. So what we did was for our dinner, we made stuffed peppers, but we did like pumpkin style, so they had like their eyes and everything. I did post these pictures up on the Discord for them, and we stuffed them with like mushrooms and stuff, and it was very delicious. I love stuffed peppers.
Not a fan of mushrooms, but I'm sure they were nice for people who do like mushrooms.
Yeah, it was good. Like, it had mushrooms and cheese and like just the regular things you put in the peppers. And rice, of course.
Very interesting.
So then we did for the dessert, we did like these we used puff pastry and we cut them into squares, and then we like basically turned them into like mummies, but we only had chocolate like Nutella, so we used Nutella for their like insides. And put little buttons for their googly eyes. It was really funny.
Yeah, googly eyes, isn't it? That's adorable. Yeah, send me a picture. I want to see them.
Yeah, they came out burnt a little bit, but yeah.
I love googly eyes. You can put googly eyes on anything and it will automatically make it funny.
To like create them, so. But yeah, no, they came out pretty well. I will put the pictures on the podcast actually. How about that? I'll put for visual watchers. There you go. I'll put the pictures on the podcast.
Speaking of visual stuff, I've been tempted to maybe put like a little something in the thumbnails here and there, just for those extra clicks for people who might be a bit more visual than they are illiterate.
Honestly,
I'm not saying you're illiterate for not looking at the thumbnails. I mean, like, people who just look at pictures of thumbnails more than they do actual words. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, I was thinking of maybe putting like images on the thumbnails, maybe to like clue people in and like, this is what we're talking about, instead of just and to look at the writing and all that shit. Because obviously it's not the writing that attracts people for the most part. So I might do something like that. I've already got an idea in mind where I can easily just lay out. If you're looking at the picture right now on the screen for any of those watchers that Ben did mention, you got me and Ben in the image. Maybe I could have like a little like see-through opacity, but just clear enough to see image of something that is to do with what we are talking about behind us or some shit like that. Oh no, just something that's a bit more visual that might attract more people.
I also noticed on the thumbnails, when you look at them from far away, it's very hard to see the like text of what the segment is about. So I don't know if there's a way we can like make it clear. I don't know, for like on the thumbnail.
Nah, I gotta keep in the corner, mate.
Yeah, I know, but like, maybe make it.
By the way, don't worry, I've got plans. We've only just started doing this. So.
Yeah, we'll just started creating it for the YouTube, so we're still working out all the kinks and everything.
I'll grab some more attention, but yeah, I can work on that. That's fine, not a problem. Maybe I could put googly eyes on the thumbnail now you mentioned googly eyes. Maybe give us googly eyes. Googly eyes just make everything hilarious. You can apply it to any inanimate object, and it just always gets a chuckle at me for some reason. Maybe I'm just simple with my humour, but always puts a smile on my face.
Onto it, man. Banjo-Kazooie back
you're talking about.
They were always onto it. They stack googly eyes on everything.
It just works.
It just works. It completely works. Yeah, I had
googly eyes.
And I watched, so then we just watched some scary movies and stuff. So my Halloween was kind of like not that eventful. It was just a chill one. So let's hear about your Halloween.
I had a relaxing one. Okay, so before I talk about my Halloween, I guess I got to start from the beginning because it's kind of a workup, like an arc to my Halloween.
Oh, he's got an arc.
Yeah,
nice.
So the friend who I see from France came over, who I may or may not be referring to as my girlfriend now.
Okay, yep.
Oh, you sound fucking thrilled. Thanks, man.
No.
Oh, that's cool.
I just mean...
Ben's immediate thought is, oh no, we're gonna lose clout now that Joe is no longer single. Uh-oh, everyone's now gonna not feature and listen to us. Fantasies has been ruined. I am sorry, everyone, but, you know...
The parasocial relationships just all died there, Joe.
Just completely dissipated. Thousand screams completely silenced.
All.
Sorry, guys.
All these parasocial relationships that are being built up, just gone in an instant.
Sorry, everyone. I touched
you just
grass.
Thanosed all of them.
I'm very sorry.
That's
what too much Elden Ring does to you. No meetings for a long time.
Joe, carry on.
I thought it might be cool to grab one. But yeah, we're officially in a relationship now, which is pretty cool, I suppose.
Nice.
So she came over, and it was nice. We went to a park where I suggested that we may make our relationship intimate, and she was like, "Yeah, that's cool, awesome." So we did that. I took her to London Dungeon on 25th, which is in Westminster, which I've not been to in ages. Yeah. We had to walk around Embankment and King's Cross as well. I had some sushis and whatnot. London Dungeon was cool because, well, I hate to disappoint people listening to this right now, but she is sadly from La France. Which may or may not disappoint a few people who know of this foul country and that exists in the world. I mean, we're already quite fictional where we are right now, so I guess that's a horrible unity for a lot of people. So we went to London Dungeon. That is very, very, very British, and of course, like all of our history lessons, we can't shut the fuck up about King Henry VIII. So it's like the last time I went to London Dungeon, right, was about 10 years ago, and it's sort of like it's a nice school trip kind of thing to go to when you're 14 or 15, but you got actors going around acting like executioners and these people who are like, aha, you are a spy for the French. I was just like cackling at my girlfriend the entire time because she is from France. And she was like, don't you say a damn thing. And I was like, I'm using all my power to not, sweetheart. I'm trying my best. And but it actually was better than I expected it to be. It kind of went off at a kind of a lukewarm start where it's just, you know, actors just like, you know, saying like, aha, it was you, and you know, thunder flashes and lights turn off, and you feel water splashing your face, which is supposed to be blood going on your face for when someone gets beheaded and stuff like that. But when you get into the cool stuff like witches and Sweeney Todd as well, where
they did,
and Jack the Ripper too, where they feel like
Jack the Ripper was there when I went a long time ago.
That one's still there, and they do actual real simulations where you get strapped to a chair and you got the cuffs on, and you just hear like these voices come out of these speakers from the chairs going like, aha, yes, and you can hear like the sharpening of a knife, and it feels like he's behind you, ooh, and stuff like that. And at one point, my partner, we went to a simulation where it was a court proceeding, and I think it was another witchcraft simulation. But where, basically they're blaming people for magic stuff. You're gonna get hung for it and shit like that. Yeah. And my partner got called to the stand, and the first thing the judge said was, "Where's you from?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm from France."
Oh no!
And you could feel the sneering, not just from the guy acting as the judge, but also the audience too. I was just cackling like a school kid the entire time. I was having a right laugh.
Oh my gosh!
And she was laughing as well. But also
what
she was
did
like,
they say to that?
She was like, "Oh, already that's not a very good start for you, is it?" That kind of thing. Because they're actors and they've got to obviously act on the part.
Yeah, they play along with it. Yeah.
I think being the natural rival of the French kind of helped there, to be honest.
Amazing.
So, yeah, we had fun in London Dungeon because she loves Halloween. So I thought, London Dungeon's kind of spooky. And it's also another touristy thing to kind of tick off of London here and there. You know, once you've been to the Buckingham Palaces and the Big Ben, you got it all out the way, then you can start taking them to the obscure places that are cool little secret areas in London, like, you know, the Black Crust pizza place and ramen places and all that shit as well. You know, just
wait, did you go to Lost Boys?
Oh, we didn't go to Lost Boys. No, that's what I take to next. That was just an example of secret places.
Oh, right.
I do want to take over at one point.
I haven't been there in ages. I need to go back there at some point.
Yeah, I mean, it's been years since I've been there, but it's one of the many cool and exotic pizza places that we got here in London.
Yeah, we got a few.
Yeah, we chilled out. We played some video games because she's a junior level artist who's worked for quite a few video game places. So we were playing some nice games, and I was getting some like junior dev commentary as well, which was really cute as well. Like, we would play a game, but I was playing Assassin's Creed, and I've never played Assassin's Creed before in my entire life, and she was a junior level artist in that game. So the whole time when I was playing it with her, I was getting like dev commentary as I was playing it, like same room dev commentary, and every 2 minutes we were like, stop, I did that, I made that like cupboard over there, and I was like, oh wow, I was just like looking at this jar for like 10 minutes on how like she molded it and stuff. And we stopped like every 5 minutes. I'd like stab a guy and she'd be like, oh, that thing by the way, that took me like 2 hours to do, and I'd be like, oh damn, that's so cool, bro. Like, it was just like stop and start on just this commentary. It was quite fun actually.
That's hilarious.
We also made our very own cheesecake, so I'm now also on the whole craze of making food with your partner, which is quite nice.
Yeah,
so
cheesecake is good.
We made a cheesecake, but I think we put a little bit. Was it? Just a normal cheesecake, nothing, no chocolate, just basic. Yeah. But we put in a little bit too much gelatin. And I didn't realize how much of a difference gelatin made to like the, I suppose you could say the malleableness of a cheesecake, because a cheesecake that you get from the supermarket is usually quite hard. But this was like, so I called it the tofu cake because it was like really like wobbly and spongy, but it still tasted really good.
A sponge cake.
No, it wasn't a sponge. No, I don't mean like an actual sponge cake where it's like it was like soft like tofu, hence why I called it the tofu cake.
Okay.
It even looked like tofu a little bit, but it was like actual cheese, but kind of soft and really squishy. But it still tasted really good. We left it in the fridge for about 2 to 3 days, and we really thought that would be enough to make it harden, but we decided that we put way too much gelatin in it, and honestly, it was like an extra spoon, like a teaspoonful of gelatin. But that just made all the difference, and it was just this really like malleable, soft and squishy cheesecake, which luckily was edible and still tasted really good. It was a proper cheesecake.
Never made cheesecake before.
And she was mortified because she's made cheesecake before, and of course the one time when she's making it with her partner, she didn't dick it up. It was still really nice, but she didn't make it. We didn't make it proper. But it was still really nice. We had a slice every morning. But yeah, it was totally the tofu from the I was making Resident Evil references non-stop. Like, oh look, it's the squishy tofu mode cheesecake. But it was still really good. And of course, after that, you and me went to Epping Forest with Sarah to do a favor for her where we dressed up. Sarah sees a weird thing on TikTok and she wants to immediately emulate it. And the weird emulation this time around was she spotted a montage of just ghosts, and by ghosts I mean just people dressed up with a giant white sheet over them, with glasses over their heads. And let me tell you, wearing glasses while wearing an entire sheet over you isn't very easy.
It's hard.
It's quite difficult.
It's so hard to fucking see.
Me and Ben were the guinea pigs of the day. And I had these, in the end, we had to cut holes in the sides of the sheets that were on our heads, just so the size of the glasses could actually go through them and we could wear them on our ears. Because they just were given just floating on our heads.
Yeah, and never mind it was just pissing down with rain when we decided to do it.
Yeah,
well.
it was absolutely hammering it down, which did not help matters at all. It
no,
just
and
made
then
it hard to
everyone
breathe.
Because it would be fun to like everyone to meet up anyway.
Yeah.
And because I had a friend down from Wales as well. So I was just like, oh, everyone just come anyway. But it just like turned into this like just 2 hours of photo shooting, everyone getting soaked, and me and Joe just standing there
in a public park,
trying
no less.
in Epping, in giant forest.
Even though it is called a forest, it is a public forest, and the amount of weird looks that we got, it's quite fun actually. It's like when you know your face is hidden, you get a lot more brave.
I'm glad it was Halloween, or people might have thought it was something else.
Probably, but like it's like when you know you got your face obscured, you get a lot more braver.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Standing on the log was very challenging as well, because we had to like try and stand on this log to
your
get
arms couldn't fit underneath the sheet either, so you had no balance whatsoever.
Nope. Yeah, my arms couldn't go under the sheet, and then you did like a peekaboo behind like a tree and stuff.
I can't even remember. I think she's still editing the photographs right now.
She is.
Because don't get me wrong, Sarah is a gremlin, but she also is a professional photographer. We're just her guinea pigs in a lot of weird and wacky ideas that she gets from TikTok a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So we had no choice but to dress up. We went to a pub and we were just kind of exhausted because Epping is a very long away from where I live, and it was just... Yeah, it was just a really exhausting day. We sat in the pub, had our food, and we were all just like, so... That was fun.
Energy levels weren't very high. We played a game we played a game I bought, which was like a card game called Don't Be a Dick.
Dick. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, Don't Be a Dick. Which is like an animal themed, like dirty. It was like Go Fish, but a dirty version of it.
Yeah,
which was it's quite fun actually.
It was okay.
To be fair, it's actually quite funny.
I'm definitely more of an Exploding Kittens fan, to be honest.
Yeah, I like Exploding Kittens.
Yeah, it's a better game.
I need to.
Then after that, we went to Covent Garden.
Oh, lovely.
We ate at Bun Buns, which is a really nice bakery. We walked down to Leicester Square, walked around Trafalgar Square, and I had no clue Diwali was happening down there as well. So I was we've got a really cool like square. Do you want to head down? And we went there, and it was just a concert with Indian culture being celebrated out of nowhere. So we're like, well, I completely forgot about Diwali, but
yeah,
happy Diwali, I guess. And then after that, we chilled out. Then Halloween came around, and like I said before, this is my partner's favorite thing ever. She's obsessed with Halloween because she used to live in America, and Halloween is celebrated. They party hard when it comes to Halloween over in the Americas.
They do.
And she did live there for a little bit too. So what we did was that we decorated the entire house with we went to a party shop and we had spider webs, bats, pumpkin balloons, actual pumpkins. I put a giant spider in my car, which is outside of my door. I decorated that with spider webs too. What else did we have? We also had a skeleton that came in pieces, and I like buried it underneath the sewer in my front garden, so people looked like it was a corpse popping out. And other people on my road were decorating as well, because where I live on is like a cul-de-sac. So of course it's very popular prime time for trick-or-treaters, especially young trick-or-treaters when it's Halloween time. And so we decorated the house, and ours really stuck out compared to other houses. You had some people who had like robots and stuff. You know, you have like the ones that talk and stuff where you go into a party shop and you've got a witch and she goes when you press a button and shit. Some people had that, so we got really competitive. We were like, oh no, because we're the house at the end of the road, so we need to stand out. We do stand out, so we had a reputation. So we had to make sure that we were the spookiest house down Spooky Lane, and I think we did a really good job of it. Because when trick-or-treating finally started to happen, she got dressed up as a witch. I got dressed up in my go-to Reaper costume, which is basically a big giant black gown that covers my... Okay, so I wear black gloves, I wear big Dr. Mines, I got a big black gown that covers my entire body, I wear a hood, and also a bit of material that obscures my entire face, but I can still look through it. And what I did was we had a giant, massive bowl, and how do you measure the size of a bowl with... What measurements do you use to measure the size of a bowl? It's kind of hard to explain. Like, imagine like a big mixing bowl for like dough and stuff like that.
Mixing bowl.
Yeah, about that size bowl, and it was filled with nothing but wrapped sweets like malwams.
Nice.
Celebrations and all that.
Oh, good old malwams.
So I had this big, massive bowl full of sweets, and what I did was that I stood outside with the door open. And a cool thing that my house does is that the light goes on automatically when someone drives up to the balcony, to the patio.
It does, doesn't it?
But what it does is that it turns off as well every 5 seconds. So you had this light blinking on and off.
A bit like a mag light.
That would show me standing there, completely faceless and also motionless, by the way. I was really playing the part. I saw the statue that your other house was going. I was like, I'll do one better. And I became like an actual living statue. And people were like, is that a statue? That's a really cool statue. It's holding the sweets as well. And what people would do is that they'd walk up to the door, and I would move my head and they would be scared shitless, and it worked like 9% of the time. It was fucking hilarious.
Oh, that's so funny. You played like like those statues in London that
like Covent Garden.
Yeah.
You give them some change and they start like tipping their hat to you and stuff like that. It was exactly like that.
Oh no.
And I had these young trick-or-treaters, like these kids, and they would walk up to get some sweets, and they'd be like, what is that, and then as I get closer, I would look at them and then get down on my knees and just like offer them the bowl. And honestly, kids these days, power to them, have got some mad cojones, because I think the parents were more scared than the kids were. The kids were like, this thing, whatever it is spooky. But also, we're kind of homed into the prize inside the bowl that it's holding. So they just went for the sweets. And bless them, they were like, thank you. They were like, are you alive? What are you? And a lot of the kids had some really good costumes as well. You had like people from what are they called? There's like anarchists that like wear like masks, and they've got like the weird sort of like, how do I describe it? Like Suicide Squad kind of graphic design faces, like, X for eyes and like graffiti kind of face. I forgot they're called now. You had your superheroes as well. Really good vampire costumes. There was a mini Reaper that I ran into as well, who I made friends with because we were both Reapers, so that was really cool. Nice. We high-fived, which is really cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
I didn't say a single word, and I was like the bad cop to my partner's good cop.
How long were you doing it for?
We did it so it started at 4, that's when it got dark. And we were out there, and the whole road was packed with trick-or-treaters for about 3.5 hours.
Well, that's pretty good turnout. I mean, we don't really have that down our road, like trick-or-treating or anything like that.
Our road is community material. But that big mixing bowl I was talking to you about and the size of it? Yeah. It got depleted in 2 hours.
Jesus.
That's how many people we got.
Turnout, mate.
I literally had an entire day of I had an entire leg day in, because I was squatting so much, because people were just coming up to the door non-stop, and we actually became the most famous house on the road, because neighbors were coming up to us and they were saying like, oh, you're the house that everyone's been talking about. Everyone's wanting to go to this really spooky house with this statue that moves and gives you sweets. And I thought, oh fuck yeah, we actually built a rep down the house. It was really cool. People were
going to be expecting bigger and better next year.
They were asking for us to buy a house, which was really cool. They were like, have you seen the house right at the end? And like the ghoul that keeps flashing into vision with a big bowl of sweets. And it was really cool, actually. We had a really good time. And it all ended at around 7:30, because my bowl was completely... I can't believe how many... I thought we were going to have like a bundle of sweets, because I thought we'd be overpacked. But no, it all disappeared in 2 hours, and I had to get quality streets for reserves, because I had nothing left in the cupboards. But yeah, cupboards in the kitchen were completely empty. Halloween was massive this year. It was nice though, because a lot of the Halloweens I've had in the past have been really peaceful, because here in the UK we didn't really used to celebrate it as much, especially not as much as America.
a British thing.
No, it didn't used to be, but now it's become
it's definitely
really
more commercialized now.
It's been it's a really big phenomenon now because a lot of people celebrate it thanks to internet culture and how that's kind of spread throughout. Yeah. So Halloween was massive this year, bigger than I thought it would be. It was mildly big last year, but this time it was huge. So I think Halloween is here to stay in the UK. So beware your cupboards when October 31st comes around where on my road, because holy shit, they emptied the entire house. It was insane. And after that, we watched OG Scream and said goodbye to her because obviously she lives all the way in France, and it was really nice. So that was kind of my IRL experience, mate. I had a good time.
Nice. Aww,
I definitely gained from it. So everyone's happy, looking good.
Nice, man. Yeah, I had a pretty eventful one as well, though, to be honest, because it was my 1 year anniversary.
Oh, fun.
I know, it's crazy. I went to it got delayed, but I did it in, I think it was the start of November. But I went to a place called Avora, which is like
you told me about this.
This is so good. This is like the best experience I've had drinking before in my life.
Even better than our recording sessions?
It's a cocktail experience. It's an immersive experience where you start by like filling out this questionnaire, like it's all themed on like science and being recruited to go on this space program to this uncharted planet called Avora, like fruit, and like they have like kind of like the London Dungeon where you have like all the actors and stuff.
Yeah.
These actors were giving it their all from the get-go, and they were reactive. They weren't just doing a show. They were like, you could interrupt and like they would like adjust to everything you're doing. It's actually insane. So I went in with my hat on because I just forgot to take it off. There was like lockers they give you at the start, but I forgot I was wearing it. So I was like, oh shit, I've got my hat on, because they give you like these jumpsuits at the start, which are like these space jumpsuits that you have to wear, like just to be in. And you start with getting your first cocktail. They explain the lowdown to you, like what the mission is, and they like got this chemical stuff. They're after like there's a storyline. They're like after they're after this substance called luminol, which is like alcohol basically, but they're after like this substance on this alien planet called luminol. It's pure, and like this is just synthetic luminol. You're making like your drink with like beakers and like alcohol, the dry ice and everything. It's so fun. The drink was really nice. I don't know. Problem is like because they like alienize all the drinks, you don't really know what's in them. Like you can take a guess, but it's kind of hard because the aesthetic and everything. Poisonous. No, it's not poisonous. They do ask you beforehand if you have any allergies and everything for safety precautions. But so you start with like your first drink, and then you go into like the alien planet. Like you land on the alien planet, and the room is just covered in like this weird alien foliage, you know, the like grass and everything. Yeah. And one of the cool things is they make you pick this little you pick this thing. It's like a little ball, like it looks like a weird alien ball, and you go over to your table, and the aliens are like, drop it into like the pot, and if it grows into a beautiful flower, that means that we trust you, because they're like aliens, like they and they act like they don't know Earth culture. So if you pull out your phone, they like take your phone from you and be like, what is this like magic box you have here? That. No, it's hilarious though. Like for example, I had my hat on, and I had my hat on, and they were like, what is that beak on your head? And I take it off and like, oh, the beak is transferable.
Must be really good actors to not make you so immediately snatch the phone back for them, because I'll just do that by instinct, knowing me.
No, I know, but like even if you snatch the phone back from them, it's just like like, you don't have to put out your phone, but like, you know, it's just funny. Like, they just react. And then so I got called the beak one because I had like my flat cap points out and sticks out and stuff. And they like put the hat on their heads and they were all trying it on. They're like, look, it is a beak. I am wearing a beak on my. It was like so ridiculous. I was like, oh my god, this is fucking hilarious.
You have to Google
and you're just having.
Job. Sounds nice.
No, it's honestly so funny because then it got to the point where it was like there was two people like hugging and stuff, and we're like, what are those people do? Those humans doing over there?
They eat with their mouths. Oh, foul!
And like, our table had to explain like what love is to them, like, because I was like, oh my god,
putting you in awkward situations.
Yeah, they put you in awkward situations, and they're like, we do not understand. Like, and so you had to carry on explaining it.
Nice.
It was so funny.
Did you get
and
lewd?
then like they have this like evil guy because you had I was on the bad guy's side.
Oh, you would be.
No, I was intentionally wasn't, but like, what happens is there's like this military man who's also sent to the planet to like. Because he wants like the resources to like, you know, the Luminars to make money or whatever. Whereas you've got the scientist who just wants to like, you know, learn culture and all that, but he just cares about the Luminar. So like he comes in like with a military gun and everything, and it's just like he was like basically he goes insane, like he's like points his gun at them, and then they say, no, you can't come over to like the heart of the planet, we do not trust you. And as you're drinking your drinks, this is all taking place, like you listen around for like conversations as well, because they're also having conversations with each other, the actors.
Sounds like
they
a
act out
extrovert nightmare. Jesus.
No, it's so, but you don't catch everything because obviously you can't, because it's all around you. But like you kind of piece it all together and everything, and the big things you basically watch in front and center. But this guy who played this evil guy was such a good actor. He even had the crazy eyes, like staring you down, like with this like military like crazy eyes, and like it was so funny. And I got called on to be like the spy because he was like. A couple of groups went into the other room, and he calls us over to like the other table, and he's like, what we're gonna do is we're gonna convince these aliens to give us the sample, like to get the doctor to take a sample of the Luminar so we can take it back. And like he's like, in case things go wrong, I've got this tracker here, I'm gonna put it in your like pocket, and it's like this box with like a red flashing light on it, and he actually puts it like in your sleeve, and you have to like go inside. And my partner was just like covering my sleeve so they wouldn't discover me. It was so funny. But yeah, it all comes to a head. You go in, there's like, it's really great scenery though, and the thing also, the cool thing is it's dynamic scenery, because as you spend more time in the place, like you get about 30 minutes in each place, like day turns to night and things start glowing, and like
it's got a day and night cycle.
Yeah, but it's like a 30-minute day and night cycle sort of thing.
How long does this last for?
What? It goes on for about an hour and 45 minutes.
Sounds a lot longer considering all the wacky plot twists that seem to happen.
You get loads. You get your money's worth. Honestly, you get such a good. It's so fun. It is such an experience. And you go like the heart of the tree. You go inside the tree, and they have like these little vials on like they've got alcohol in them, like these weird colored vials, and they just like take one down from the tree and pour it into your drink, and it's like,
sounds fucking hilarious.
It's actually such a good experience. Like, I think it's like one of my favorite things I've done in recent memory.
Fair enough. I'll take your word for it.
I was like, yeah, it's like acting was on point and everything. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. I mean, if you think about it, it's a great value because you get like, it is expensive. It's like £40.
But with all the drinks you're having, as well as a fun adventure, it sounds like you get your money's worth out of it, to be honest.
Yeah, you get free to 4. You technically get free drinks, but we got a secret one because I was on the bad guys team.
It's like when you go to a festival and you see a bunch
Yeah.
of bands and you're like, oh, each band costs about 60, 70 quid to see separately nowadays, but you're seeing about 15 for each days and you're seeing it for 3 days, so you get your money's worth, that sort of thing.
But yeah, it was absolutely...
It's a weird analogy there, but you get what I'm saying, where you just get like a big deal out
it's
of
like
it.
you pay like, what, £13 for a drink in London anyway for a cocktail.
Yeah, so you're
getting like...
It's a good deal, plus you're getting a fun adventure out of it.
You're getting a show as well,
you go.
yeah. That you can interact with, because there was like a lot... I mean, like, I think it's fun to do repeat trips as well, because I imagine you could, like, you know, change things by doing certain actions, and so I don't know, like seeing how they would react to you doing certain things.
Yeah, if I had to recognise you on a second quote-unquote playthrough, how would they react and act to that? Would they actually recognise you in character or something?
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, it was really good. No, I loved it. It was probably my favourite thing I've done. So
cool.
Definitely recommend. So if you know, if she comes down, definitely recommend going there.
There's a business for improv acting, absolutely.
Oh yeah, man.
I mean, on the Dungeon Hack was pretty good at it too, and there was also Phantom Peak. Do you remember that?
Yeah, Phantom Peaks
Phantom Peak did it really good as well.
A good job of the immersive stuff as well.
Yes, the Galactic Platypus. All hail.
Yeah, the Galactic Platypus.
That was off its nut, but it was a fun time.
Oh man,
we did that last Halloween.
Although all the talk about Phantom Peaks is all in the old like format of podcasting when we were Dionysus. It's on the Patreons. If you wanna. I don't think we'll ever put. I don't know if we'll ever put those episodes up on the YouTube. I don't know. I
doubt it.
I don't know.
To be honest,
I doubt it because there's so.
We've already got a lot of stuff on our schedule to upload already, and I feel like it would make a mess of things with already making episodes. And we already made this into episode 3, so that would just make a mess of things.
It's basically the reboot, you know. This is the reboot of the podcast. So all the old ones, but they're still all available on the Patreon. So if you do want to join the Patreon and hear all the old stuff, that is actually an incentive to do so. So if you like these, you know, there's plenty more of them. Because me and Joe have done this for what, like 2 years?
Something like that. 3 years, actually.
Yeah. But, I'm sure
you search posts.
And then the other thing we did very recently, me and you, we went to Loading Bar and just had like a chill time, just the two of us, like a bonding experience.
Sorry.
You know?
Sorry. Mate, it was just a night out. That's what it was. It was just a night out.
Bonding experience.
I'm shocked you even mentioned it on the podcast, to be honest. I didn't think you would do.
No, but I want to because we actually had really good drinks. The drinks that we tried some new drinks.
Oh yeah, they got new ones. Yeah, the video game themed drinks, and we got I had the Monster Hunter, which was a lime drink it had gin and rum in it, I believe. And it was served in a can of Monster, which I thought was really funny because when it was Ben's turn to get around and ask for Monster Hunter, I said to Ben, make sure it's not an actual monster. And lo and behold, he brought an actual monster, but the drink was actually in the Monster can, which I thought was really funny because it was called a Monster Hunter. Because basically,
it was actually a very lovely drink.
What was one you had again?
And you had what did they put in there? You also got a little bottle with a shot of Jaeger in it, I think.
Yeah, it was a shot of Jaeger.
That actually made it even nicer, to be honest. I was a bit hesitant with the Jaeger, but yeah, it really worked with the drink.
What was your one?
Lovely. I had the Stouter Wilds, which I can't remember exactly what was in there, but it was like checkmate. It was like a bit of rum. There was like some, I can't remember what the all the ingredients were. But the thing I do remember that stood out was the actual marshmallows. Yeah. Because it comes with like cooked marshmallows.
Actually cooked
and you dip them in,
which is cute.
And they're delicious inside the drink.
They're all soggy, really nice. But it's that nice tasting kind of sogginess because it's been laced with alcohol, which is quite nice.
Yeah, they were actually delicious. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice.
So yeah, those 2 new drinks at Loading Bar are actually good. Shout out to Loading Bar, man. It was nice drinks.
Shout outs to Dalston and Peckham Rye and Brighton. There were Loading Bars in those areas.
Those Loading Bars are doing good.
They're pretty cool. I highly recommend them if you're in those areas.
Yeah. And one more thing we did was Tony's birthday.
Oh yeah, friend's birthday. That's right. Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Tony from the Discord.
We went to the Four Thieves, which is a pretty cool bar up in Clapham Junction. Another recommendation if you're in that area.
They got video game themed pizzas, but they're not actually video game themed pizzas. Like the Super Margarita doesn't have Mario's face slapped in the middle of it. It's just a pizza.
That is a missed opportunity in my eyes.
They didn't merchandise it, sadly. But they've got they've got a cool arcade area when you go upstairs, and it's like a big arcade bar, pretty much, where you've got simulated golf, time splitters, Street Fighter, VR as well, which we sadly didn't get to do. A racetrack where you can do remote control cars for any Yakuza nerds listen to this right now. And the dreaded DDR was also there too.
Yeah,
which is always fun after a beer or two.
I also like their skee ball where if you win, usually when you win it, you like get a capsule when it's got like socks inside it.
You didn't get socks this time.
Also the same for the golf. Yeah, they didn't have any this time, but they did for the golf, and we won a pair of socks for that. So that was so funny. They're nice socks though. I have to say, they are good socks.
You wearing them now, Ben?
Yeah, I wear them.
Are you wearing them right now?
No, I'm not wearing them right now, but I do wear them. They're actually nice socks.
Should have worn them for advertisement's sake.
Oh, no. They don't say anything on them. They're just different socks.
We're not saying patent one-shot please socks yet, where you've got Ben on one sock and me on the other. Sorry.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
Step on us whenever you want. That's awful. That's
a terrible tagline, but
anyway,
but the idea of them is good.
Yeah, so that was cool as well.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And then the car. You won the car, didn't you? Or
I should have won the car because sadly a lot of things in that arcade are sadly broken. Because
a little bit, yeah.
I won because my car had a head start and it was in front the entire time and not a single car passed it. So I came in second. So I was like, well, that's a broken machine then. But
yeah, I don't know how one of our friends overtook you right at the end.
I still won by principle. I don't need a machine to tell me what I won or what I did. But yeah, it was still fun. That's the main thing. But it was a good laugh.
I wanted to win because my name was funny. And it would have been funny to hear my name shout out at the end.
What was your name shout out, Ben?
My name was one I shot Ben, and then I lived in. Then you had to put like your last name, which was dead, and then I had grave as my location.
That's a missed opportunity for a Halloween name. In all honesty.
Do you know what
You're
that is?
Benny Boo, which is leagues worse.
Yeah, I know. I will change. Oh shit, have I not changed my name back?
Toy. No, you haven't.
No. Oh shit, I need to change my name
back. See, that's the
back.
thing, you barely notice it.
Yeah. No.
You were no match for Giga Joe Jr. Shabadoo, which was my license.
Yeah.
I came from Shadow.
I think that was like pretty much everything.
It's being redone that night.
Yeah, we had a pretty packed time though. It was a good IRL segment. I think this is a good point to close out.
Good stopping point. You said it. You said the thing in a podcast too.
In a podcast, shit. Yeah. Oh, God, it's really got to me. All right. When we come back, we'll be back with part 2.